Hi everyone, welcome to Liverpool Hope's Applicant Day. This is your discussion panel. My name's Dave Sennett, I'm the Executive Project Manager here at Liverpool Hope. My job is to make sure you're successful at your times of study. Today we've got a fantastic panel of people who cover all the areas of support. So first of all, I'm going to ask them to introduce themselves. Harris?
Hi, my name's Harris, I'm President of the Student Union.
Hello, my name's Ginny Mayer, I'm the Head of Careers and Employability.
Hi, my name is Grace Borg. I'm a third year Media and Communication student and I'm also a senior resident tutor.
Hi, I'm Penny Horn, I'm the Pro Vice Chancellor Student Life and Learning.
I'm Amy Wayne and I'm a senior resident tutor.
Hi, I'm John Ryan, Head of Student Welfare and Wellbeing.
Hi, I'm Linda Christian and I deal with student funding, both statutory and discretionary.
So, as you can see, we're here today to try and answer all your life-type questions, the things that you're going to do when you're living in Liverpool Hope, your academic subjects and areas. You can find out more about them from our tutors who will be available. So, Penny, this is the chance I get to ask you any question I want. But quite interestingly, a student emailed in for the one I wanted to ask. So what makes Hope different to other universities?
Well, I think we set out to give students a very, very different experience here at Liverpool Hope. So our offer to you as a student is a very personal education. We're very keen that you get to know the staff of the university and the staff of the university get to know you. So we will know who you are, we will look after you, and we will make sure that your studies go as smoothly as they possibly can, and that's fundamental to everything we do. So we work as a community, we build relationships and we help each other through all of your studies and beyond.
So you're probably expecting Penny to say that in her role. We're lucky enough to have 3 former students with us today, so I'll give you a chance to see if what Penny is saying is true.
It is definitely, I think I've definitely benefited from that personal learning and being in a smaller environment. And yeah.
Harris?
Yeah, in terms of self-life, I've thoroughly enjoyed my previous years in Hope University. I'm currently working in the Student Union. I look forward to going back to studying at Hope University. And the unique thing about Hope University is the fact that it's such a small university and you get to know and make new friends as soon as possible, as soon as you get here. And just the views taken itself is quite breathtaking. It's nice to just take in the atmosphere at Hope University and make some great friends for life.
And finally.
No, definitely. I think I've probably had the best experience that I could have here at Hope. The sense of community is probably the best thing about this, and I've definitely made friends and contacts and taken opportunities that I probably would not get anywhere else. So yeah.
And Grace, you're currently in your 3rd year, so going through the end of your studies. A busy time for you.
Definitely.
Can you tell us what your week tends to look like now?
So the way we get taught at Hope is we have lectures, tutorials and seminars. So your lectures is your whole course together. Your seminars are, for me, it's our practical sessions, which are a little bit smaller, maybe up to 20, and then our tutorials are about 10 of us. And for me, definitely, you get to know your tutors very, very well. Usually your personal tutor carries you through all your 3 years, and for myself, I've definitely kind of benefited from having that smaller sessions.
And Harris, you're studying law, if I'm right, is that correct?
That's correct, yeah.
So how did you find the first year? We know you'll be entering your 3rd year eventually.
Yeah.
But how did you find the first year and the 2nd year?
So for me, myself, my first year, the tutors were really helpful. I've not done anything to do with law in the past. Funnily enough, I studied at my level, studied sciences, biology, chemistry and physics, and I wouldn't have thought myself studying law, but when I did get myself into law, the tutors explained everything to me very thoroughly, and even with the law course itself currently changing, they've kept me up to date with everything going on. I've been able to take part in mediation competitions twice, where we've placed nationally in the top 10, as well as take part in placement opportunities as well. So it's been a great experience for myself, and the tutors have been really helpful, really useful. They wanted to get to know me myself as an individual and kind of just get to know every student themselves in those classes as they're very, very small. So it's been great, enjoyed it, yeah.
Thank you. And Penny, we've heard from the students being quite glowing about studying here at Hope, and it's something I know I'm very proud of. I'm sure you are. You look after learning and teaching, so what does that mean for you and what would that mean for our students?
Well, I think there are several angles to learning and teaching. There's the idea of academic excellence, so making sure that our students are taught by the best academics, to make sure all of our academics are researchers as well as teachers, so that we know that our students are being taught by people who are very current in their field. Making sure our lecturers are appropriately qualified to teach is also really important to us. But then that spread of experiences in the classroom is really key. So you've heard Grace say that you have lectures, you have seminars, you have tutorials, and the point of that spread is to give you different sorts of experiences in different spaces, in different kinds of learning, to give you lots of different opportunities. And that then extends into how you're assessed. So we do a lot of assessment by coursework, by project work, by portfolio work that you do in your tutorials, and then some exams alongside that. But it is very much a variety of experiences, quite deliberately, to give you that breadth of knowledge and skills when you leave the institution.
So we're lucky today, Jenny, that we've got students here. So in Harry's looking to do law, it's very much a law profession. Gracie's studying media, which is something she was just particularly in love with, an area that she really enjoyed. So how do you help the students go into career fields? How do you help them, or how do you equip them to being able to get a job?
There's a number of ways, Dave, that we do that. Firstly, our careers advisors are actually part of the curriculum for every single subject at every level. So as part of your course and your course handbook, the careers will be delivering a programme from the very first term that you arrive here right through up until you graduate. And the support that's available starts before you actually arrive here. So we can help guide you with the courses that you want to choose, and then help and provide you with opportunities to get experiences linked to your subject areas to help you eventually get the graduate job that you want on completion. So as part of those experiences, we have opportunities for you to meet with employers who we bring into your curriculum for question and answer sessions. We provide you with work experience opportunities to go out to those employers, and also with placements. You have the opportunity to actually take a year out and do a year in industry for a placement that's linked to your subject, but also can be linked to areas of employment that you're interested in finding out more about. And we know that employers really value that, and that they will recruit people who have been on placement with them when you finally graduated. On top of that, there are other opportunities for employment on campus, and Hope is very good at supporting our students in finding part-time work on campus so that you can actually earn some money alongside your studies. We also have volunteering opportunities. It's something that Hope is very proud of, is our Service and Leadership Award. And that involves some training in leadership, in team working, and helping you to develop your communication skills, whilst also going out and giving something back to the community, whether that's locally around the Liverpool and Merseyside area, actually within the university, or indeed internationally through our Global Hope charity, where you can go over the summer for a few weeks volunteering abroad. There are lots of different opportunities that the Careers and Employability team are here to provide you. All I would say is make sure that you engage with us as soon as you get here to Hope, so that we can help you make the most out of your investment.
Thank you.
Okay.
So it's very much about developing yourself in more than just academically. And we're very lucky here to have a strong relationship with our Students' Union. And the Students' Union offer a variety of things that you can do. So Harris, can you tell us what the role of the Students' Union is?
Yeah, so essentially we just work on student campaigns, anything that students might be currently interested in, things that are going on in the world. Quite a bulk of our student stuff that we get involved with as students is like clubs and societies, so we've got a wide range of sports teams. Currently just this year we've had the performance by all sports teams have been great. We've had the men's rugby going on to in the finals in their respective league. We've had 2 times All-Ireland Gaelic champions, the men's Gaelic have done really well as the women's as well. So in terms of sports, we've got a lot there. I don't want to go into too much detail. We've even got societies which students can set up themselves. All it takes is 7 students that are interested in something particular to set up a particular society. And these are just great ways, like where it's outside of Leicester town, where they can just make new friends. It's a great way to keep fit, it's a great way to socialise and meet people from all around the UK and around the world, essentially. And it's just a chance for students to socialise and enjoy themselves whilst they're at university. Other things which we also do is an advice service which is run by trainee paralegals, which students provide advice to other students, which is used quite frequently. But essentially the Students' Union is there just to make sure that if there's anything that students want to talk about, we're there to just speak to them and just keep them up to date with everything going on in university life and make sure they have the best possible experience. But yeah, it's a little bit of a breakdown, a little bit what our Student Union offers. I don't want to go into too much detail, but yeah, that's just a little bit.
Thanks. And Harris, if I wanted to set up a club or society in a particular area, how would I do that?
So all it takes is just yourself and 7 other people that are interested in something. We'll just get a form for you to fill out, and it's pretty much from there. And then if you're available to come down to funding forums, get some funding for your society. We've had quite a few new ones this year. So we've had Powerlifting Society, we've had the Snow Society, we've had the Mooting Society. So it's literally anything that which you and your friends might be interested in, and you can just literally take it further from there. And ways to promote it is Freshers' Fair. We have them at the beginning of the start of the year. We also have them in the second semester, and it's just really nice to see people that necessarily wouldn't really speak to each other to just connect in a nice kind of social manner and just bring the best out of themselves, essentially.
Thank you. So some of you will be thinking, what's Liverpool like? Lots of our students are from the local area, but we get students from around the world. So would you like to tell me a little bit about Liverpool?
I think Liverpool's a great city. I came to study fine art here, and I'm from a small town where there isn't much opportunities in terms of that. But Liverpool's a huge city that's full of culture, whether it's the arts or whether it's festivals, music. I mean, Liverpool's got a great history of music and culture, so it's the perfect place for me. And then when it came to graduating in 2018, I couldn't imagine not being in Liverpool, and I was fortunate enough to get a job here. But Liverpool's definitely a place that I'm glad to call my home, so yeah.
Great. And from being down south, we know there's not the north-south divide really,
No.
but someone from down by London, how have you found it?
I found Liverpool, even though it's a city like where I grew up just outside London, it's definitely welcoming, and I think it's definitely student orientated. You're not kind of the only group of students if you're just from Hope. Obviously we have a load of neighbouring universities too. So the local people in the local town are really, really welcoming, and they have student events and student nights. So it is really lovely to feel part of that wider community, definitely.
Thank you. And as a Liverpool guy being here a few years, I recommend trying to see outside of the city centre. So our parks, our natural areas, there's lots of things that you can do, from it being sports to the arts to music. So it really is a place that you get to see as home. So I recommend to anyone who's thinking about Liverpool Hope is come to the city, embrace the city, feel something new, because it truly is a place that goes to your heart when you get here. So some of our students will want to live in accommodation. As an SRT, what's life in halls like?
Well, halls is great. I think it's definitely an experience, but it's a fun one and it's new. Definitely where you can test your independence. But I look back at my halls experience and I really enjoyed it. Liverpool Hope has a sense of community, but each campus that you live on, whether it's the Creative Campus, Aigburth, or up at Hope, they've all got little communities within them, and all of our halls are lovely. Whether you want communal living or whether you want to live in en-suites, we offer a wide range of accommodation types, depending on what course you want or how close you want to be to your classes, or whether you want to be close to town or further away. And the whole time you're in accommodation, you're supported by senior resident tutors such as myself and Grace. There is one for each halls, or in terms of creative there's 2 on that campus, and Aigburth there's 2 on that campus. We're all fully trained in a wide range of areas. We can offer support in so many ways, but we're out of hours support staff, so between 6 and 8 we're available, but there's always one of us on call for a week every term, so if anyone needed a bit of support during the middle of the night, early hours of the morning, it's not a problem. We're more than happy to come out and offer you that support, and we're more than happy to deal with anything.
Thank you. And John, in your role of looking after well-being, what are some of the tips that you would give to students when they're thinking of moving into halls of residence, and maybe for those first couple of weeks?
So students that join Hope can be with us anything from a year to 4 or 5 years. The important thing is making sure you've registered with one of the local doctors, and we invite local GP practices in on the first day of your course to help you register with the doctor and stay healthy. Again, life being what it is, sometimes students will hit bumps in the road, and we have a range of services within the university, i.e. counsellors, mental wellbeing officers and support workers who can provide you with some support sessions if you do need that to help you remain engaged with your studies. Keeping fit, trying to maintain a healthy diet and getting a decent amount of sleep and not studying too much all night is probably good indicators of maintaining your health. But generally just come to the university and enjoy your time. Yeah.
Penny and Ginny, taking your university hats off and putting your parental hat on, what advice might you give to the parents and guardians of students that are coming to the university?
Penny?
I hate it when Dave asks me this question. I think I would say to parents, you need to start preparing yourself now, that it's a wonderful thing that your children are going to university and they will have a wonderful time and a wonderful education here at Hope. But as a parent, it's a very, very difficult thing to leave your children. You're leaving your children with people you don't know, and that's very, very difficult. So I would prepare yourself. It's quite hard, but it will be worth it in the end, and they will be fine. We'll look after them here.
I think my message would be more for the actual students. Please bear in mind that it is hard for your parents to leave their prized possession in somewhere that may not be that close to home. And whilst you're having a really good time, they're wondering all the time what you're doing and how you're getting on. So please, in this day of modern technology, there's no excuse. Drop them a line, an email, send them a text, give them a WhatsApp, and just let them know that you're actually okay. It used to be on a Sunday that you would get the phone call from university. In our day, that was the way. It's not like that now. So just make sure you keep them informed that you're okay.
Grace and Harris, what would you say to students in the first week or so? How is it best to make friends? How is it best to meet people when you first get into university?
I definitely think get a doorstop for your room and wedge your door open and just say hello to everybody, make friends. I think definitely how I've got the most out of Hope and got the most experiences that I have done is by talking to people. And if you want to get a job on campus in that first week, definitely kind of go down to the Freshers' Fairs, speak to Ginny's team, and yeah, just embrace every opportunity and just speak to everybody.
And Harris, thinking about some of our students who live at home, so they may be commuting in, is the experience the same for them?
Yes, in terms of like community students, they've still got the same opportunities that we kind of do offer. So they can join club societies, as well as like there's always events on in university. We've got Hope Social that organise events on an evening as well. So they kind of do have the similar kind of opportunity to be able to engage with university life and social life and make new friends as well. So I think it's great. If I was to go back to that same question you said before about obviously my university experience, I think I can still remember it now like it was yesterday actually, and it was my parents, like my dad wanted to get rid of me as soon as possible, my mum wanted to keep hold of me, not leave, but then it was just great just because once I'd moved into my own kind of flat, I just knocked onto the neighbours next door and obviously started speaking to people in the flat next door, found out where they're from, found out what they're studying, and it's just a really like everyone's essentially in the same boat as yourself. You'll all be nervous, but it's a great chance to just worthwhile just speaking to someone that's next to you. You might have some similarities, you might have some differences, but it's worthwhile just getting to know them and just obviously finding out where they're from. I remember when I met a lot of people from Ireland, Northern Ireland, I didn't know there was a difference between obviously Northern Ireland and Ireland, but it was just great just like meeting people from all over. And there's a lot of events which are organised through the SU with external companies as well, where we promote student nights. It's just a great chance to just meet new people, go out, have a good time, and just definitely just talk to people, just go around, even if you just, if you feel like nervous, just knock on next door and just speak to someone and really just try and make the most out of the week, because it's the best time of your life, I'd say. I'm not going to lie, it's the best time of your life.
Everyone's in the same boat. So.
Yeah.
So, Linda, we've talked about halls of residence and accommodation, and we know they come with a fee. So how does student finance work, and what would you recommend students should be doing now?
Well, the first thing that students do is apply for their funding as soon as possible. Lots of students believe that they don't have to apply until they know what their A-level results are. But that's August, and you're going to start here at the end of September, so you probably wouldn't know how much you're going to get. Student Finance England and Student Finance Wales are currently open for applications, so if you're from those two countries, please apply as soon as possible. Student Finance Northern Ireland will open at the beginning of next month. The good thing about applying early is that you don't have to know which course you want to go on or what university that you want to go to. Just pick what is initially your first choice. At any time before you start the course, you can go back into your application and change your institution, change your address, change anything you want, so there's no problem. It's a very, very simple application process compared to what it was when you first started many, many years ago. The other thing I would ask you to do is go onto our scholarships page at Liverpool Hope University and have a look at the scholarships that we're offering at the moment. We have a new one called the Access to Hope Scholarship. It's worth £3,000 a year over the length of your course, and if you meet any of the criteria, please apply. It's a one-page application form, so it won't take you very long, and you may very well be awarded one, and that will make a huge difference to your funding for the length of your course.
Do we have any tips for budgeting, people who have lived through this recently?
I definitely think once your accommodation comes out, like your accommodation rent, divide how much you have left by the amount of weeks you've got left of term, and then give yourself that budget each week. That's what I do.
In terms of me, when you come down with your parents and family, try and get them to do your shopping for you. Stock up as much as you can.
Nice Asda on buy.
But most probably you've just got to think ahead. Just make sure you don't, when it's fresh as week. I know it's quite easy to just say to everyone, "Oh, everything's on me. Just here we go. I'll pay for it." Or just make sure you're thinking ahead. Try and get the big bulky payments done first, and then you can look at how much you've got in the future. As well as just try and don't eat out too much. I know I'm not really one for saying this because I eat out all the time, but make sure you don't eat too much because it's quite costly and it has its own health impacts as well. So try and make sure you do learn to cook some meals. Try and even cook as a flat sometimes, take it in turns who cooks. And yeah, those are the little tips from me.
So Jenny, a lot of our students work on campus or have some part-time jobs. What's your thoughts on that?
On working? I think working on campus is an excellent way to earn some extra money, but particularly if you're moving here from outside the area and you don't know Liverpool or don't feel confident about finding a part-time job in the local area. So the jobs that we have here are really varied. You could be working for me, doing some telephone surveys. You could be working in the library or working for Penny and Dave on the front desk of reception. You may be working in catering or even working as a research assistant somewhere. There's lots of different types of jobs that you can do. We ask that you work only up to 10 hours per week because we want you to divide your week up into studying, into working, but also into having some fun and getting to know people. So it's really important that you spread that over the full week so you can get the full experience of being at Liverpool Hope.
Thank you. Penny, we're getting to the time where students are going through exams, they're doing assessments. How will students be communicated with by the university, and what is the process for them to come and enrol with the university?
So new students.
New students.
Yes, so if you're a new student, you would have done your application by now, at least most of you will have done. You may well already have an offer from Liverpool Hope, and you may well, we hope, be making that a firm choice. Once you've done that, you need to focus on your studies, and as we get towards the time when the results are released, then we will receive that information from the various boards, and we will make decisions on whether your place is confirmed depending on what the outcome of your exams are. That's a very simple process. We quite often look at the full profile of your application at that point in time rather than just your results, and we will send you the outcome of that through the process that is used online. I think this is a difficult year. We don't know what's going to happen over the next few months in terms of all your exams and all of your assessments. So once we get to the point where we need to confirm people's places, then we will be looking at your full profiles, however they are at that moment in time. So if your exams get disrupted for whatever reason, please stay calm. We will have known that will happen and we'll be in touch with a solution for you.
Thank you. So as we get close to the end of our session, I'd like to give you an opportunity to maybe have some input in an area that I've missed, or if there's something that you think would be important for our students. So Linda, I'm sure there's some finance things that you'd like to put across.
Yes, unlike other universities, Liverpool Hub has decided to put some money into a hardship fund rather than spread money through scholarships, because that way everybody gets something, not necessarily in hardship. So we do have a fund called the Student Support Fund. If you are experiencing financial hardship, please get in touch with us as soon as possible. Not saying that we'll be able to help you, but we'll certainly point you in the right direction and perhaps give you some money as well. So it's always a useful thing to know that we have this hardship fund for students.
John, one of the things that's just come to my mind when Penny was talking about exams is sometimes people get additional support in the school or the college that they're in. And can you explain how that works at Liverpool Hope?
Yeah, I mean, Liverpool Hope student community is made up of a diverse range of people, some of whom have disabilities or specific learning difference, such as dyslexia, for example, or a chronic health condition or mental health condition. If you've disclosed on your UCAS form any of those things, we'll contact you before you start at university so that we can make sure we put some support in place or make some adjustments which will help you engage with your studies. If you've applied to the university and have a disability or any of those things I've just mentioned and haven't told us, it's important that you tell us as soon as possible, and we'll try and make those arrangements to help you remain engaged with your studies and get the most from your time at the university.
And Amy, have you got any thoughts maybe about when students arrive here, settling in? Is there anything or advice you'd like to give?
Well, obviously on arrivals day it can be quite an emotional day, both for parents and students, because it's their first time flying the nest, and independence can be scary and finding your first feet, and it's totally normal. Everyone's in the same boat and we've all been there. But what I would say is don't be afraid to ask for help or talk. I'm more than happy to sit down and have a cup of tea, and we'll have a good chat, we'll have a good cry, and it's not an issue, and I've seen it all before. But yeah, even if you find that you're homesick or you're struggling throughout your studies with whatever, don't ever be afraid to ask for help. I mean, the resident tutors, we've got a great relationship with a wide range of departments across the university, and we're there to signpost or basically be the runners for that information. If you don't feel that you can do it, we don't mind doing it for you, and it's confidential, so there's no worries there, but we just want you to get the best experience and the best opportunities out of your degree, and especially in the climate halls.
Thank you. Are there any thoughts on maybe reflections on going into your third year? Any tips or advice that you have for students?
When I got into university, my mum gave me cooking lessons. So I recommend getting a few meals under your belt, because I'm definitely in my first year, as Harry said, I cooked for my flat, and as much as that helped me make friends, it definitely kind of makes you popular.
Jenny, is there anything that I've missed?
I think what I would say is that you are at university for really quite a short time. It goes so quickly that 3 years flies by. So grab every opportunity that you can. I mean, there's ones that we haven't mentioned. I mean, you could study abroad, for example, for either a semester or for a year in your second year. We have the Duke of Edinburgh Gold Award here. So there's our outdoor activity centre in Wales that have tremendous activities you can get engaged with as well. So what I would say is you're going to have a lot of information thrown at you in that first few weeks when you come to university. Is try and take in as much as you can, but then go and seek out as much information from people too, and really embrace university life, because it goes so quickly.
Harris?
Yeah, I just want to reiterate quite a few of the points, like obviously if you are planning on coming to Liverpool, make sure you do take, if you are planning on living here, take in the lovely views that we have got here, take in the lovely sense of community. You really do honestly feel like a community from the day you do come here and you start to make friends. You eventually start to get invited to different halls, get to meet different people. Just make sure you make the most out of every opportunity that you are given, because like Ginny said, it is a very short period of time. I just can't believe looking back now, like literally my third year's nearly finished in spring year, and it's just something which you've got to enjoy day by day. And times will be tough at times, but we've got a wide range of support services that are available there. We've got SEW, we've got the SRTs, we've got the chaplains, we've got the student union. So you've got a lot of people that are there around you, and because we are such a small university, you essentially get to know everyone really quickly in the university. And there's the staff to student ratio number, I'm not sure what it is, but like you get to know everyone on a personal level essentially. So make sure you do make the most out of the opportunity. If you come down to Freshers Fair, join everything. Even if you've not done it before, just join it. I remember my first year, I joined cheerleading. Even though I couldn't do a forward roll, it was just fun just being there, something different which I tried, and I made a lot of friends, and people still remember me going there trying to do a forward roll. So just join everything, even if it's something you're not doing before. Just go out of your comfort zone, try something new, make some new friends, and have the best time of your life. And enjoy Liverpool. If you're a Liverpool supporter, we're doing really well this season. I mean, we got unlucky with the Champions League, but yeah, make sure you get involved with everything going on at Liverpool and enjoy yourselves.
So before I wrap up and give Penny the chance to thank our panel and give her thoughts on how we're moving on, I'd like to say to anyone who's watched this video, please feel free to get in touch with us if you've got any questions. If you need to know something, that's our role. We're here to give you advice. Please get in touch with us via email inquiry@hope.ac.uk. You can call us on 0151 291 3111. There's lots of social media out there, so just search your normal platform and I'm sure you'll find us. So Penny, our final thoughts.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank the panel for their insights. I'd particularly like to thank the students who I hope have given you a really honest view of their experience at Hope, and hearing from them is the most important thing. I think this is a very special university. As you've heard several times while we've been talking, we think of ourselves as a community, and that's a really important part of what we do. I think you need to spend some time now thinking about what decision you're going to make. This is a really, really important moment in your life. It will change what happens afterwards. You need to find the right place for you. And I hope the right place is Hope.